Yo, 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 everybody. Hope y'all are having a good day today. I know some of you are just starting work like myself, so you probably won't get the opportunity to see this until later on. Um, Man, we're trying to turn the page as far as league play. We know we've ran into some rocky stuff when it's come to obviously the schedule impact. We've dealt with some unfortunate forced win situations. Uh, we've dealt with losing a few people, but that's just part of it. That's just a part of this game. We understand that. But I did want to go ahead and do a quick schedule reveal. But before I get there, the most important thing I wanted to talk about was actually the recruiting piece because I was looking at a few teams and realizing people don't even have their recruits even really set up at all. And there may be some things where you just don't understand. So the first thing that I wanted to really kind of point out on this video to start out was if you don't understand recruiting, don't have you maybe feel like you don't have time for it, that's totally fine because there's people that are going to go in and kill this. But what all you need to do is go to recruiting and turn auto recruiting on. Just go into settings, turn auto recruiting on. It's really simple. Go out and win games, and the team should produce for you a decent enough team to put out on the field to work with long term. But as far as the recruiting space itself, man, it's not as complex as everyone's trying to make it seem. You got a prospect list. You go through your prospect list, see what's available based on your team needs. You choose those guys based on your team needs. If you want to do that, mainly I'd say this week and the next advance, it's going to help you as far as the recruiting piece. You just add them to your board. You just That's all you're doing. You're going through. You're just adding guys to your board. Everyone's a little different. I don't really suggest going in and having 30 guys initially at the same time, but it is something that you want to do. Obviously, I'm going to change this later on, but you want to. It's funny. It's almost like a how-to video. You're going to go in. You're going to set your recruits, and they should pop up on your recruiting board. Now, one of the things that are going to benefit you in recruiting is going to be looking at your school, looking at where you sit. So, for example, all these things are going to benefit me. I'm a championship contender, my program tradition, brand exposure, pro potential, stadium atmosphere. All of these little things are going to matter when it comes to the recruiting side. So, just a little FYI when you're going in each week. What I would tell you is after you play a game, before you play a game, take 5 or 10 minutes to just jump in here and look at some players and see where you land as far as, wow, it's funny. I just jokingly added a bunch of random teams, and I seem to be in a pretty decent race with most of them. But the real goal for this show was to talk about the schedules. Again, understanding that not everyone has an understanding of what we've dealt with as far as the schedules. So we kind of hit two back-to-back deals. One with this week is going to be this is rivalry season. It seems to be rivalry season, season three in NCAA. So this is simply going to be going through the schedules. So I'm going to start from the top, let the schedules roll so everybody can see them. This also gives me an opportunity. Yeah, see, look, I can tell. It looks like it reset. So I may have to go back in here because it looks like it may have reset on some teams for some reason here. Uh, yeah, it did. It reset. It reset. Okay, so I'm not sure why the schedule reset, but it absolutely reset on the game. So we're gonna have to clear that up, and then it's not gonna take me very long. It took me about an hour and a half to do last night. It'll be the same for me today, so that's crazy. But once I get that set up, we'll obviously be ready to go and get ready as far as the league started. The goal is to advance, I think, at 6 p.m. So we're pushing for that 6 p.m. start. Again, I'm not really sure why this looks different because yesterday I sent a video and everything was good. So we're gonna have to figure it out because yeah, no, there's some people I would like to play, and it looks like the schedule did something and switched that all up. So we'll get to looking at that as a team and then get that all set up. As far as the conference setups within league play, now I'm actually kind of curious what it's done as far as conferences as well. As you can see in conferences, we've added some additional teams. As far as I think, one was Penn State that was an out of conference that should be in the Big Ten. So obviously you've got Brad added to the Big Ten there. Then looking over at the Big 12, I don't think we added a team other than Missouri, getting them in, and then of course I don't think there was anybody that switched as far as conferences. Ohio State is currently in the Pac-12, and of course you've got the SEC. But you'll see some additional CPU teams in there. That's to benefit us as far as playoffs once we get there to knock out some of those CPU teams. Looking over at the looking currently at our top 25 or the preseason top 25, it sits about as normal as you thought. One of the good things, or I guess one of the good things for us over here in KOC currently, the in top 25 outside of one team is pretty much set. So it's kind of funny how this worked out because originally there were only like 13 teams in here, and then as the season went on last season, I think we got to the point of maybe 15, 15 to 20. Now it looks like we have a full slate outside of one team. This is definitely a huge benefit as far as the recruiting side of it as well. But again, like I said, um, and this is why we do that live reveal. I don't know why the schedule reset, but again, it's not going to take me long to set it. The goal is to make sure everyone has majority user games. The biggest deal about those user games had to come with, guys coming into conference that were in out of conference situations. I like using Penn State because Brad's team was an independent. They were in an independent situation, so they didn't have hardly any user games. But so this actually kind of caught me off guard because this thing was fully set yesterday. I don't know how this thing regenerated, but again, it won't take me long to reset it and get us going. So again, the biggest focus I would say for everyone this week is going in and setting up your custom boards. Your custom board as far as recruiting, which I'm probably going to remove the majority of these guys. Uh, but and if you don't set it, just put your team on auto. I want to use a team as an example. It really hurts that you. It feels like even on Madden you use the same guy that you would now use on college. But I want to use Jeremy for example because I don't think Jeremy has a single freshman on his team outside of a punter. So uh, this team may be in trouble in the near future. Looking good right now, but maybe in trouble in the near future just from a recruiting position. Again, set your stuff on auto if you're just somebody that's like me that simply wants to play a game and not necessarily give a bunch of time to doing the recruiting each week. So, but again, I don't know what the schedules, what happened here, but I will get it reset. That concerns me a little bit, mainly due to the fact that we are getting ready to advance soon. So I don't know if there was just a desync there or what, but we'll get it set. But ultimately, as you can see, uh, we are pretty much set for the most part getting started. So recruiting boards, I'm gonna start really kind of tagging people from an activity perspective, just to see where you land as far as recruiting. Just looking at the conferences as far as who's going to do what. I wish there was a way you could sort these based on user. But what I do hope to see obviously you got Liv playing in the ACC, so that's going to bring some comp between Colton and Smitty, and then of course in the Big 12, not a lot of change here. Of course, the addition of Missouri. Yeah, I have no I team. I have no idea, Austin. I have no. This reminds me of a TCU such situation we saw in KOC. I mean LOC. But uh, we're gonna see what happens as far as the Big 12. I don't think anything is gonna change outside of Qua and Texas Tech going Qua and Isaiah going back and forth. Big Ten, with the addition of Brad, there is going to be some comp for bloodshed. Rome's team did get better this season. Um, Brad's team didn't improve as far as overall, but they did improve as far as some skill positions that I saw. And then, of course, Kansas State is going to need some improvement. Michigan State improved, so we'll see what happens with Lolo this season. Looking over at the Pac-12 once more, this is actually not necessarily an easy conference. Again, it comes down to activity when it comes to Nick Adams. You do have Justin James with Ohio State. No one really gives a fuck about Olympic if we're going to keep it real. Then LSU with Noah, and then of course the addition of Ip Man with Arizona. SEC is supposed to be exactly what it is. We'll see what kind of happens uh, with with the SEC. Really, the guy that I'm kind of giving the most attention to in the SEC this season is really going to be Hendricks. So we'll see how that plays out. But that's the show, and like I said, we will go back through the scheduling piece. I don't know if I hit a sync or something that happened, but because we were completely finished as far as schedules, so it didn't take me long, so it shouldn't take me too much longer again to get that reset. Other than that, man, hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's day. Just wanted to give y'all just kind of a quick update as far as league play. Please just be responsive to the admin team. Understand that there are going to be a few CPU games on your team. You can use those as far as a benefit for visits, as far as your players and who you're trying to get in on your team. Another thing to consider as well is you also have the ability to take time off. There's people that play other games. I know people that play NCAA and Madden. I think NCAA, because of all the bye weeks and CPU games that are kind of set in between, it actually gives you a little bit of time off if you do have games scheduled in other league play, whether it's Madden, NCAA, or it's 2K, or you just maybe like Smitty, you're going out of town for a bit. There's a benefit to everything. So, anyways, going to get this all schedules reset because again don't know what happened, but once it is reset and finalized, I will post another show with a schedule reveal because I was really excited for some of the schedules that I had set up. Hopefully we don't keep running into this issue and able to get it resolved. So I'd say give me a few hours and I'll get back to you guys with the reveal. Other than that, man, I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day, and obviously we'll see y'all soon. Peace.